All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, double honors to apostles and elders of GMS, and shalom to the ahchyam out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. Now, this is the show GMS Precepts, where I link up precepts together in the scriptures. And the topic I'm going to touch on today is captivity. All right, in particular, the captivity of the other nations. Okay, because part of the blessing that the Most High is going to give us in the kingdom is having these other nations that had us in captivity. We're going to have them in captivity. All right, and that's only right. All right, because in essence, in reality, the whole concept of slavery isn't really a bad thing, just as long as the correct people are in slavery. Now, you know, the so-called the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, ahchyams, and natives are under slavery as a punishment because we didn't abide by the law, statutes, commandments that were given to us by the Most High. So that's why we're under captivity under these other nations. We have been, in our history, we have been under captivity under all nations. Okay? That's why the Most High is going to allow us to have all nations in captivity, which was a promise he gave us pursuant to Deuteronomy 28 in 1 through 15, really dating back to the blessing to Abraham and his seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right. So without further ado, the first scripture I'm going to jump into is in Isaiah 60, verse 14, and it reads, the sons of them also that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Right. It says the sons of them, right, that have afflicted thee. Who afflicted the so-called Negroes, ahchyams, and natives? All nations under the planet Earth. And who spearheaded it? Okay. The so-called white man, who was known as Esau, a.k.a. the devil, this Bible speaks of. Okay, that's why the so-called white man, they're gonna really get it the worst. All the other nations, you so-called, let me name them. You know, let me name names. Right, you so-called Chinese, Japanese, you so-called East Indians, Arabs, so-called Africans, so-called Polynesians, or all other nations. You're gonna be in slavery. I mean, don't get me wrong, but who's gonna get the brunt of it? The so-called white man. All right, that's who's really gonna get the brunt of this captivity. But you other nations aren't free. Also, let me let me continue. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. It says all of them, not some of them, all of them. So this whole notion of the so-called white man can make it in the kingdom side by side with Israel is all bullshit. All right, because it says all of them. It doesn't say some of them. All nations that despise thee, all of them that afflicted thee, shall be in captivity. All right, and it reads. I'll read again. It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Right. So that's part of the blessing that was given to us, or the promises that was given to us, even in pursuing Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. If we abide by the laws, statutes, commandments that the Most High gave us, He was gonna. This is what is part of the blessing that the Most High was gonna promise Israel. But since we didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments, we're in captivity onto this day. All right. So the next scripture I'm going to get into is in Jeremiah 30, verse 16, and it reads, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Once again, it's stressing that all. That's the key there. All they that devour thee shall be devoured. And every other nation, like I said, every other nation on the planet Earth at one point or another had us under captivity. All right. And all thine adversaries, showing you what? Adversaries is what? Somebody against you. We have enemies. You so-called Negroes, Latinos have enemies. You see, the thing with Israel, they think another Israelite is their enemy. All right, when in reality, all these other nations, primarily the so-called white man, is the real enemy. All right, but 2/3 of Israel, that they're not gonna, they refuse to realize who the true enemy is. All right, so right, so as you know, we have enemies, and our enemies we're gonna have under subjection. All right, the Most High is gonna allow us to have our enemies, our adversaries, to be in captivity. Let me continue, because that's what it basically says. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. What's captivity? That's slavery. All right. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So pretty much the Most High is going to allow us to have total control, and allow and have our enemies be in total subjection under you, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, as a promise that was given to us, dating all the way back from, dating all the way back to Abraham. All right, and that's just 2 scriptures out of many scriptures that proves that the Israelites will have these other nations under slavery. All right, that's that. Till the next time, shalom.